Kyle, you've had a lot of good cars in your career, but is that the best car maybe you've ever had?
I've had a lot of good cars since I've come to Hendrick Motorsports, so it's tough to say. But man, that was just great execution all weekend by the team. You know, practice good, you got to qualify good. We did that, and yeah, just had a great car. So thanks to the whole 5 team. They're the best in the business, and we dominate a lot of races, but we might not close them all out. So it feels really good to close one out here in this HendrickCars.com Chevy. We got Rick Hendrick here today too. He hasn't been to many of these races this year, and Daryl Jackson, he's our hype man. He's here as well. So great, you know, just phenomenal car. Could kind of manage my stuff, and then you'll really pass some cars there at the end.
In front of these Bristol fans, I want to put this win in context. Most laps ever led by a Hendrick Motorsports driver in a race, beating drivers like Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson.
That's pretty awesome. That's really cool because, as you mentioned, I mean, there's been some legendary Hall of Famers race for Hendrick Motorsports, and we've all grown up watching Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson dominate. So pretty cool to add my name to another record at Hendrick Motorsports. And again, just very fortunate to be with that group. Chevrolet, Junior Almenbar, Prime, everybody involved, Aveline. It's so much fun, and especially racing in front of you fans here under the lights at Bristol. This is this is my favorite track, and I hope you guys enjoyed that race there and enjoyed the methodical lap traffic run.
How cool was it to have this moment with Owen for the family?
Yeah, it's great. You know, we had a little boys weekend here this weekend. Caitlin, hi to you, and Audrey and Cooper, they're at home right now, so we'll have a long drive home tonight, but we'll bring some hardware home too.
That's for those who have made it, who will go through to the round of 12. What about those who missed out? Let's find out from Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs comes home in the 15th position. Unfortunately, does not make it into the round of 12. A speeding penalty, I know towards the end there you said you killed your right rear tire. How do you come to terms with how this race played out for you and the team?
Yeah, it was just unfortunate there. Felt like we were really good in practice and qualifying, just a little bit too loose tonight. Fire off too tight, so just unfortunate. The speeding penalties on me. Just, you know, we run the lights so close, and I just got a little bit too much, I guess, and my fault. But unfortunate. Proud of these guys and all the effort that they've given me, and we'll keep hammering down.
How do you describe the emotion you're feeling right now?
Unfortunate.
Disappointing night for Ty Gibbs.
Daniel Suarez finishes 31st, but more importantly, advances to the round of 12. It wasn't pretty. It looked like a struggle, but she advanced.
It was a struggle, Parker. You know, since yesterday when we unloaded the car for first practice, we just didn't have a speed, you know, and as you know, with a short amount of practice, qualifying and go to a race, if you don't have a speed out of the trailer, it's very, very difficult to bring it back to speed. So we made it better, but it wasn't good enough. You know, we were running 30th, 28th, 32nd all night long, and that's what we had. You know, luckily we had a great Atlanta, decent Watkins lane after, you know, a broken wheel, and we're able to build a cushion, and we definitely use every single point out of that cushion.
Take me through the emotions when you were in that race at one point there in 30th, laps down. You guys were right on the cut line. What were you thinking at those times?
You know, I can only control so much, you know. I can only control what the 99 car can do, and everything else is out of my hands, you know. At one point there, you know, I felt bad for the 54 because I had to hold him back quite a bit, and he got past, but I had to do that, you know. I wasn't fast enough to drive away from him, so I had to play games to be able to affect him as much as possible in a clean way. So, yeah, luckily it worked out good. We have to relax a little bit and focus on the next run.
Daniel Suarez and this 99 team advances to the round of 12. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done.
Number one topic going into the race. Could Denny Hamlin advance? He said all week long he would. He did. Right now he's with Parker Kligerman.
It was a tough start for Denny Hamlin the first 2 races to start the playoffs, but you guys put it together tonight and advanced. Take us through some of the emotions there in this race.
Yeah, I mean, my aspirations was to win it, you know, but it looked like the 5 there just was, you know, better than all of us. And yeah, solid car. I thought we were really good towards the middle stages, and then there at the end just got too loose and couldn't hang on to kind of what we had there. But overall, top 5 day. Good stage points, you know, kind of in the mix, just not really, as good as what we've been here in the last couple times. But overall, I thank this whole FedEx Toyota team for giving me something I can move on with.
After the way this playoff started, does this feel a little bit like a reset for you guys to have a good run again, finally now going to the round of 12?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's all offense from this point forward. So, yeah, we're going to Kansas, track we've been really, really good at. And, I'm looking forward to the rest of the run.
Denny Hamlin's championship hopes stay alive.
And Martin Truex Jr. unfortunately will not move on to the round of 12. Had a speeding penalty, and we heard the disappointment on the radio. Taking responsibility for that, how hard is it?
Yeah, it's really tough, when it's 0.09 miles per hour. That kind of screws your whole chance at a good season up. So I don't know how that happened. I didn't know I was even that close. Honestly, I felt like I did the same thing as every other stop, but sometimes you're just a foot. Maybe I was a foot to the left, or it's so tricky when you're going from that curve section to the straight to get your lights, and it's on me. Obviously, it's my mistake. So. Yeah, I mean, they said that we were going to have to run second or third there to have a chance, and I don't know if we could have done it, but it would have been nice to see. And just really, sad for my guys. They worked so hard, and we had a really strong car tonight, and we did. We got a lot of stage points. We did what we needed there. Just hate I screwed it up. I wish we could have at least seen if we could have done it. It would have been fun to have a fighting chance, but from here we'll just go on and try to race hard and hopefully get back to victory lane before it's all said and done.
You said you're sad for your guys, but what about you? This is your last full-time season. How much does that add to the disappointment of tonight?
You never like to let anybody down, no matter what the situation. So I hate that I did that tonight.
Brad Keselowski, however, will not advance out of the round 16. He's with Dylan.
Brad Keselowski will finish in the 26th spot tonight, not enough to advance to the next round. It seemed like it was just a struggle all night for you guys. What more did you need?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say, Dylan. Just didn't have the pace we wanted out of our Castrol Ford, and we just ran as hard as we could, but there wasn't anything there. So executed what we had to execute with on pit road and took the chances we needed to take, but it's got to be faster.
When you look at this season as a whole, you got back to victory lane. Chris has been strong. Is the trajectory of this team on path with where you want it to be, or how do you view that?
Yeah, we don't want to just make the playoffs. We want to go deep in the playoffs, and obviously we didn't do that this year. So we got to keep working and find more pace.
All right, and tonight for Brad Keselowski, his playoff run comes to a close.
Chase Briscoe comes home in the 8th position, and more importantly, makes it into the round of 12. You had a really strong night, a good race car, but not without a couple of hiccups. You had your rear view camera go out, smoke in the cockpit, a slow pit stop. How stressful was this race for you?
Honestly, it wasn't really stressful. Like, I knew our Rush Truck Center's 4 Dark Horse was really, really good. And even when we had that bad pit stop, we came out 13th or 14th, and I felt like I could drive back up there. So, yeah, at the end, probably bled 3 or 4 spots, just trying to not do anything stupid. And felt like both arms got tetanus shots. So, overall, a great night for us. Hopefully people will start taking us serious. I mean, I truly feel like we can, battle for the championship. So hopefully tonight proved that. Hate that we had to kind of dig ourselves out of a hole after Atlanta, but hopefully can go on to Kansas and start this next round strong. And I feel like we can beat anybody on any given day when we put it together from start to finish. And obviously tonight, like you said, we did have some hiccups, but we were still able to have a good finish. And that's what this championship run is going to be all about. So, go on to the next one.
You said you want people to take you seriously. What is the strength of this team right now?
I think just, our backs are up against the wall, right? Like no other team in the sport can relate to what we're going through and just how hungry we all are, right? I think we all want to go out as winners. And we just know that we're capable of doing it when we put it together. And, I think for us, when we finally did win at Darlington, we kind of proved that to ourselves, and just the confidence that's came with that over the last 3 weeks has been a lot. So, looking forward to the next 6 or 7, however many we got left.
All right, Chase Briscoe had a great night, survives, and moves on to the round of 12.
Alex Bowman gets a top 10 here at Bristol, but through the race, in the stages, in your performance, you guys advanced. Did it change the race for you in any way when that happened?
No, honestly, the racetrack just rubbered up, and we progressively got worse as more rubber laid down, I felt like. But, proud of this number 48 Ally Camaro team. We did what we needed all the whole first round of the playoffs, right? But also we want to be better and continue that through the next rounds. So missed it a little today when it rubbered up, but other than that, really solid points day for us, and we'll keep at it.
You know, coming into the playoffs, there was a lot of rumors swirling around you and this 48 team, but this strong start to the playoffs, what kind of statement does that make for you in this 48 team?
Oh, they'll keep talking. I'm not worried about it.
48 team will continue to fight for this championship.
Ryan Blaney started 22nd and finished 6th today, on to the next round of the playoffs. I think on paper it looked like maybe there was some cause for concern at the start of this, but this was a pretty gritty performance. How would you kind of evaluate it?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think you said it very well. Kind of a gritty performance, and we didn't qualify very good, and but was able to kind of drive up through there, and got 8 or 9 spots first stage, and a handful more second stage, and then just kind of settled into where we were. So just proud of the effort by everybody on the 12 group, the Worth group. Appreciate them for being on board. Force Mustang was fast, and nice to not have any problems. Like last week, we had way too many issues, and that was no fun. So it was nice to run all the laps and bring a fast car. So appreciate it, and look forward to getting to Kansas.
Yeah, and a couple tracks in this next round that you've had a lot of success at. How do you feel about these next rounds?
Well, I feel like our group is operating very well. I feel like we're executing pretty good races and controlling what we can control, and that's like all you can ask for. So just gotta continue to work hard and bring fast cars, do well on pit road. I got to do my job, and as long as we just do our job like 100%, this group is great. So just take it one race at a time and see where we go.
Good day for the 12 team. They finished 6th.
Christopher Bell comes home in the 5th position and advanced into the round of 12 at the end of stage 1. So once you got word, the sense of relief, did that change anything for you for stage 2 and then for the final stage?
I mean, it really didn't. The way that the yellows played out, I guess stage 2, we did jump the stage. But, I think the race was pretty straightforward. I'm happy that we got out of here with the top 5, but at the same breath, man, all of us, we got our butts kicked. The 5 car was the class of the field, and everyone else was kind of racing to be best of the rest. So, good day for our DeWalt team. Hopefully we can go to Kansas and have a nice solid day, set us up good for the round of 12.
So let's talk about the round of 12. You mentioned Kansas, then we go to Talladega, the Roval. Where can this team shine?
We can shine at Kansas, and we can shine at the Roval. Talladega, I could win. I could finish 36. You never know whenever you go there. So it's very important to get off on the right foot in the round of 12, and really even the round of 16, the way that the schedule laid out. So important race next week, very important race.
Top 5 finish for Christopher Bell. And Joey Logano comes home 28th, was already locked into the round with an early win in this round of 16. You said we were a non-story. I know you want momentum as you head into the round of 12. How do you guys kind of reset and rethink the next round?
I think we can. It just, victim of circumstances on today, just getting wrecked there off of 4, and so it happens. You move on, and we had a win, which was great. Still points matter. You still want to go up there and run towards the front, and I thought we can run in the top 10 tonight before that, and so it's an improvement of where we've been here at Bristol. So there's some positives on the day. It's not the greatest run that we've ever had, obviously before that, but we're making progress. So proud of that, and you move on to Kansas and try to score a bunch of points in the first race again.
That win at Atlanta the last 2 weeks, you guys have gotten to focus a little bit on the next round. How far ahead do you feel like you are from the other teams?
You get a little bit, right? You get to focus a little bit ahead, but it's some. What it's worth, it's really hard to quantify like what that's worth, but it's something. It's got to give you a little bit of an edge, but still Kansas is probably one of our tougher racetracks. So hopefully we're able to find some stuff over the last couple weeks to where you can be competitive and ultimately score stage points and be in the story.
We'll see what kind of edge Joey Logano and this team has as we head to Kansas to kick off the round of 12.
Well, power steering issues ultimately derailed the playoffs tonight for Harrison Burton. Hey, on a positive note, to get to just experience this first round of the playoffs, what did you learn as a driver and just about yourself as a competitor through this?
Yeah, to me it was really fun to show up and have speed at all the racetracks we went to, right? And it was just a comedy of errors, really. With Atlanta, the last corner, blowing a tire at Watkins Glen, and now this, right? And just kind of heartbreaking to end it that way, where I felt like our team stepped up and we brought fast race cars. We're good in all the practices. Just need to qualify better and need to find a way to finish the races where we belong. So proud of our guys. Really just super proud to be a part of the Wood Brothers family and sad it's over, but you know, we've still got a lot to race for. Now that we've kind of been bumped up in the points, we can go get these guys if they have some bad weekends, and we have some good ones. So a lot to fight for. I just got to get my arms back underneath me before next weekend.
Is there a harder track on the schedule potentially to have a power steering issue than this?
No, I don't think so. I've not tried it anywhere else, but yeah, this was not fun. You know, just went as long as I could, and eventually just got to where I couldn't correct the car and was getting loose and thought I was just going to wreck without being able to turn to the right fast enough. So just frustrated I wasn't strong enough to keep going, but that's just part of it.
Playoffs in tonight for Harrison Burton, but he's right, still plenty to fight for the rest of the season.
William Byron finishes 17th here at Bristol, but you guys were able to advance. You came in here in an okay position points-wise. Was there ever a time there where you felt like we mightn't be in trouble?
Yeah, just the way we were kind of falling back. So we started the race up front, which was great. You know, had a good Saturday, and then really from lap 4 or 5, we just couldn't get the front end to work and just super tight. So we threw a lot at it through the race, trying to make it better, and just was kind of stuck where we were. We just kind of kept bleeding out. So we'll forget about this one for sure and go into Kansas. I know we'll be good there, and just try to get some momentum at Kansas and go on through that round. But really all tonight was about was advancing, and we did that. So so proud of that for sure.
So assess the 24 team for me right now. You say you want momentum. How do you get that, and how do you make it happen at Kansas?
I think just bringing fast cars. You know, we had that on Saturday, and I don't know why it was different today, but it was. But yeah, just need to bring a fast car to Kansas, and then I know we'll be good at the Roval, and I know Talladega can go either way. So we'll just have to go there and be strong.
Tough night for William Byron, but they're still in the fight. Austin Cindric is able to advance here at Bristol, the next round of the playoffs. You guys really started at Atlanta strong. I feel like that helped propel you guys to this position.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, getting the stage points there as well as Watkins Glen, and having 3 solid finishes. I mean, our worst finish to 13th. You know, that's what we need in this round, racing within our limits, and no reason why we can't do the same thing in the next. And I think that's what it's going to take to move on to the round of 8. So just really proud of my team. Solid night from starting as far back as we did and staying in the lead lap for as long as we did. And car was really strong thanks to Menards and everyone at Team Penske, and looking forward to getting going again next week.
It seems like this race team has continually improved through the summer, now into the playoffs. Do you have you know where that performance is coming from, or is there any one single thing you could identify?
I think it's just execution, right? I mean, I feel like throughout the course of the summer, there's a lot of times we had speed. It's just, you have one big blow up or one big mistake, whether if that's on me or on pit road or, strategy or performance of the car, like one or two things, and that's what it takes in the Cup Series. I mean, you have 1 or 2 things go wrong. It's pretty hard to recover unless you're a dominant car. So, like I said, just proud of the effort to bring really solid race cars the first 3 rounds and be able to do the right things with them.
Great first round of the playoffs for Austin Cindric and the 2 team.
Tyler Reddick finishes 20th, but he is on to the next round of the playoffs. Talk about your day, evaluate it, and what ultimately kind of sets you guys back in the field there at the end to go a lap down.
Well, I mean, we weren't really going anywhere most of the night. Handling was kind of an issue for us all night long. Just couldn't really get the balance connected. So we just kind of took a risk there, and was hopeful I could get second or third out of it, but we ended up 4th. But depending on how this race could have potentially played out, it's always good to take points you're going to get. So it's nice to get some stage points in our McDonald's Camry. But yeah, just tough first 3 races of the playoffs, honestly. But thankfully we got some really good tracks ahead, and hopefully we can just reset and move on.
Well, we know you guys have speed, so how do you get back to that speed that you've had throughout the year and kind of get things turned around next week?
Yeah, even on our off days, I feel like we've been like at worst 10th place car, and it was kind of hard to tell today. Just this place, man, you think your car's really falling off a cliff, and then everyone in front of you runs the bottom, and then you're like, oh wow, our car's back, and then it's gone again. So I mean, we saw that with the 19 of Truex. Fortunately for him, he had that penalty, and he was run up there at the front, and I mean, he finished 24th, 1 lap down with us. So yeah, this place can be just pretty tough sometimes. Just is what it is.
Thanks, Tyler. They'll head to Kansas and keep fighting. Chase Elliott finishes 2nd today. Most importantly, punches his ticket to the next round of the playoffs. This is the best run you guys have had since you won at Texas in the spring. Is this the kind of just reset that you needed to charge at the next round in Kansas?
Yeah, really proud of our effort tonight with our Lumar Chevy team. I thought it was a really solid night, overall. Had really nice pace and really thought our car drove really well. I don't think I could have asked much more out of the car. I think Kyle did a really good job getting through traffic, and that was that was the difference. I kind of got hung up, and he was able to slice through there. So credit to him and his team. They did a great job. Nice to get a Hendrick 1-2, and nice to be moving on. So yeah, it was nice to be in the mix. It's always more fun when it matters and you're up front.
Did the track change about like you expected it to tonight with the addition of the PJ1 on the bottom?
It was just like the race here last year. But I thought the tire felt better, to me than I know it was a little different. Obviously, it wasn't anything like the spring, but I thought it gave some options, being able to move around. They were certainly probably not worth giving up a bunch of track position for, but I do think that, had you had a caution there at the end, you would have had a pretty tough decision because, they were worth a little pace. But, like I said, great night. Nice to just have a really solid run and be up there in the mix, and really excited to get to Kansas.
A really good day for the 9 team. They keep fighting next week at Kansas.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.